Coach, you guys put in so much work as a staff, players, etc. throughout all off season. Do you feel the anticipation for this moment and finally, put all that work to use?
I absolutely do. And these guys and our coaches have put in such a tremendous amount of work daily, whether that's been going to visit guys where they were from, guys coming in here and being in the gym all summer. I just think it's such an exciting time to be in Orlando Magic.
What's your messaging to the guys on opening night? Does it change at all?
Yes, it does a little bit. I think because we felt that the situation when we played New Orleans for the first home game, there was the excitement and the jitters of the crowd and how great our fans are. What I tell them is to feed off of that energy, but trust what we've done. Trust the work. And I think that's going to be the message throughout the year. Trust the details that we've put in throughout the year, so when the game gets tight and we're in a close scenario, that you've been in this scenario before 100 times in our practices.
You've talked a lot during training camp about still wanting these guys to play with fun, but noticing the maturity that they have now that they've been growing. For an opening night game, how do you kind of balance that and saying like, hey, have fun, enjoy this moment, enjoy this energy, but also realize this is a game that's going to count. It could mean something all the way down the Maple.
Well, again, to that point, they're prepared. We've prepared them with every scenario within practice. We've gone through end-of-game scenarios. We've gone through how we defend in a certain timeout situation, what we're going to see, how they guard us defensively, offensively, what plays work, what don't work, what doesn't work. And so when you have that and you're prepared, you just go about it as, we just have to read and feel and play the game for each other. And I think that's why we continue to talk about play for your teammates the right way, because once you do that, you understand exactly the game is fun.
You talked earlier about Wendell and how he's grown as a leader. I think earlier in camp you said the team started to follow his voice. Have you seen that impact now that we're at opening night, how he's impacted the team in that role?
Absolutely. I mean, his maturity level, he's always been a mature young man, but I think now he's harnessed that role of being not just the example physically and the way he shows up on the court every single day, but using his voice. You'll constantly hear him say, let's lock in. And I think the more you hear that, that they feel his presence on the floor, not just physically, but then now it's vocally as well.
And adding overall difference in maturity level with your team as you go into year 3 and kind of readiness to take on each game?
Yes, I do think this group is ready for that. And I think, obviously we're still going to have to go through these experiences and go through the year and figure out what happens, the ups and downs of an NBA season. But what I feel is the great part about this team and having gone through getting close to the play-in game, us bringing the same group back for continuity and chemistry, they know how to communicate with one another, and that's been our big thing. How do you guys communicate with one another, and how do you hold each other accountable? And I think that's the growth that is so big with this group.
How beneficial is it having a variety of voices on the team? Obviously Wendell, but Markelle, Joe Ingles, just how much benefit is that?
It is very rare in a lot of cases, but the beauty of this group is how much they do care for each other, and the fact that we've challenged them as coaches to take ownership of all of it. Take ownership of the offense, take ownership of the defense. We always say this is their team. How successful we're going to be is going to be based on how well we communicate with one another, how close we are, which we're already a close group, but how do we do that in times of good and bad? How do we keep pushing each other to get better?
How's Gary Harris doing?
Gary Harris is good. He'll be good to go tonight. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you all. Thank you.
Might be. Just trying to get a dub tonight, that's all.
How excited are you guys to tip things off and get to do it in front of the home crowd?
Oh, man, it's exciting. It's been a long summer for us, just being in here. We got a lot of guys in here throughout the whole summer, so it was going against each other a lot this summer, so it's finally good to finally lace them up, go against an opposing team other than ourselves.
Is there something different? Is there something different about a season opener? Just kind of the adrenaline.
Oh, absolutely. Especially for the young guys. I'm really excited for AB and Jet. To finally get going in their NBA career. So I'm really excited for them. But as a team, I think, like I said before, this is our first time. I think we've gone into a season. Everybody's healthy. So, I'm definitely excited for that, just to see how everything unfolds.
How do you manage kind of the excitement of the opening game, the adrenaline, like you said, but also understanding like this is a game that's going to count and mean something, possibly even into April?
Yeah, I mean, we're a fairly young team, but we got some guys who have been through some things. Looking at Markel, Franz, Paulo, they're in their second and third year, so they kind of get it. I wouldn't be surprised if they are a little excited for tonight, but they also have a certain kind of poise to them where they're going to go out there and know that we got to handle business, but we're going to have fun doing it.
You just mentioned health, obviously a big factor, but why is this team ready to start the season off on the right foot?
I think it's just in due time. I think it's just been a long 3.5 years for me, at least coming down here, of us always having the potential, always. If they just did a little bit of this or a little bit of that, they would be able to win some more games. But I think it's just time for us to prove the haters wrong. I mean, a lot of guys are just excited to just show the world, what the Orlando Magic is really about. And I think, us going into this year, we have a certain type of chip on our shoulder, and we're just ready to hoop now.
It's the first opening night actually here in Orlando for the Magic in a couple of years. What kind of impact does that make, opening up the season in front of your home crowd, and especially before a West Coast trip?
I think it's more. I think it's a lot better just for our fans. We got some really good fans, some ride-or-die fans who have been with us, at least since I've been here. So, I'm just excited that we're able to open up the season with them. They've been down with us, through the ups and downs. So, I think it's a special treat just for them to be able to witness our first game at the crib.
I know opponent doesn't really matter. You're going to play hard no matter what. But
Yeah.
Houston's a team kind of like you guys where you're trying to take that next step to develop. Do you feel like that's a good measuring point for you guys, see where you're at a little bit?
We can say that. I think we can say that. Houston got a lot of talented guys in their roster. I think it's a good measuring stick for us for sure.
Do you sense a different maturity level and readiness from your team at this point in Magic? This point last year, the year before?
Everybody's a year older now, so I think age definitely plays a part in it. But a lot of guys on the team have been through just a lot of stuff just in life, and I can safely say a lot of guys are just very mature for their age, in my opinion. We know how to have fun, but when it's time to be serious, a lot of guys know how to lock in. So that's one thing I can say. Even though we are young, guys are very much locked into what the main thing is.
And how about just kind of the readiness to take on 82 games?
Yeah. I give a lot of credit to Arnie, our new PT. He's taught us a lot of things on just learning our body, how to take care of it. On flights, on days when we have off, what to do, how to manage, how to make sure your feet feel good, your knees feel good, your shoulders feel good. As you saw, we do the grounding every day just to cleanse the body, just the mind, the soul, just everything. And that's the guy who's just came in and has kind of helped us achieve that. So I think he's going to play a really big part in us staying healthy this year.
Does the game plan or anything change when you're playing a team on opening night and there's no track record for them this season, no film?
We kind of can go off some of their preseason games, and then some of the guys on that team have been in the league before. Fred, Dylan, so we kind of got a feel for how they like to play. But for the most part, we kind of just go into the game and play as hard as you can. You kind of get a feel throughout the game. You make in-game adjustments. Other than that, you just go out there and hoop.
Sixth season for you. Does it feel like it's been now 6 years in the NBA, living out your dream?
Nah, it's kind of flew by kind of fast. I'm only 24, so to tell myself I've been in the league for 6 years is kind of surreal. But I'm blessed. This is somewhere I've always wanted to be. I'm just glad that I was able to make it.
Thank you. Yep. Franz, you obviously put in so much work this offseason between FIBA, working on your game, practices, training camp, all that stuff. Kind of for this moment, how excited are you to get it started and have these games count for you?
Yeah, really excited to start the journey with these guys, and starts tonight, one game at a time, and I think we're ready to go.
Besides health, why do you feel like this team is ready to start the season off on the right foot?
I think we're just building on what we did last year. I think we don't start from scratch. A lot of guys obviously return and know how we want to play and what our identity is on the court. And I think other than that, we just have a really good group dynamic. I think yeah, it's a special vibe in here. So I think that's those are the main reasons.
We talked a lot about this team's kind of growing maturity, but Coach also said he wants you guys to still enjoy and have fun, fun in how you're playing. How do you kind of balance that, especially coming into this first game?
I don't think the two things necessarily go against each other. I think basketball is a game for all of us, and I think we're enjoying being here every day, and yeah, just getting the opportunity every day to play this game. So I think that in itself is super cool, and we all want to win. So whatever that takes, I think maturity is one thing that is that for us, and whatever that takes when we win, it's even more fun. So that's how we got to think about it.
Franz, you're not too far removed from playing big games over the summer in the World Cup. I mean, has that helped you throughout this camp and kind of being game ready for what's to come?
Yeah, for sure. But it's a different dynamic, different team, different rules. So I think for me it was important to not forget about it, but make sure that I'm locked in here. It's a completely different environment, and obviously I learned a lot of things that I want to bring to this team too. But yeah, I think it was important to mentally, leave that in the past and yeah, just focus on what we have here.
I know opponent doesn't really matter, you're going to play hard regardless, but do you feel like Houston's a good team to play against in opening night from the standpoint of they're kind of like you guys trying to take the next step in their development?
Sure. I mean, it really doesn't matter, but we're super excited to play tonight. Obviously, we're prepared for the Rockets, and they're a new look team, so I'm excited to see them too, and yeah, compete against them tonight.
Is there any impact in opening up the season here at home in Orlando, and it'll be the first time in your career that you gotten to do that?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to play in front of our fans tonight again, and yeah, hopefully we can have a great start to this season.
You were taking and making some pretty deep threes out there. Can fans expect to see that this season?
Just working on different stuff, whatever the situation requires. Hopefully I can help, and I think it's just part of it, doing different stuff in practice. Yeah.
And how are you hoping to just grow as a leader this year for your team?
Yeah, find my way to be a little bit more vocal. Everybody has their own kind of leadership style, so I'm trying to figure that out, how it can be that for this group. And yeah, just every day talking to different guys, making sure we're all locked in. I'm locked in, that we're all on the same page.
Wendell said there's a little something different about a season opener, kind of the anticipation. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been a while that we've had a real NBA game, so I'm really excited for it, and I think it's something special every year. Yeah.
Is there a moment for you that kind of kicks in a little extra, whether it's in warm-ups, tip-off, intros? Is there a certain moment where you start to feel a little bit more of that, anticipation and excitement?
I'll probably say whenever they call our names, the intros. I think they play the music. It gets a little dark in there. I think that's always fun. Yeah.
What's your pregame pump-up song?
Pump-up song? Oh, depends on the day. Yeah, I don't really listen to the same song every time.
Do you have any new pregame rituals or anything for this season, or just same old?
No, man. Same. I try different stuff out, just with the music. Just whatever really the situation depends. Sometimes I need a pump-up song. Sometimes just to calm down. Yeah.
Everybody good?
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.